But why we're here is because inside of this place there is over 600 cars in a private car collection that they have inside that they're going to let us go in and video. So welcome to another episode of Junkyards and Barn Finds with Sean, and I'm Sean. Hey guys, we're here at NPD's World Headquarters, and we're going to be taking a tour of their private collection of cars. But first, I just wanted to kind of show you, you can come here. You can come to the World Headquarters and you can get parts here. And they have a whole bunch of trophies. They have a whole bunch of original advertisements out here. They've got the model cars here. Look at all the, the models that would go to dealerships. So they would have dealer models there. And even out here out front, while the private collection is actually, you have to make an appointment, make sure that, and they do show it to like some groups. First time I saw this was probably 7 years ago when I came up to Silver Springs and they had a car show and they invited all the people that had brought cars to go to the car show to come here and check things out. But they're letting us do it privately today with nobody in there, which will be really nice. But here's some of the cars that they have in their showroom. They have an RS. This is a 2002 Chevy Camaro Rs. They have out here in the showroom, and they have a Cutlass. And if you notice, you'll see that they have license plates on them. These cars are taken to car shows all over. This one is a Cutlass with a Cutlass Supreme with T-tops and the vinyl roof. So this is a 76 Cutlass Supreme Coupe, 13,000 original miles with the rare factory top and unrestored. Here's a first generation Firebird 400. 69. And this is fully restored, well equipped. And when we were talking the other day on one of the other videos, we were showing with the one guy that has the Trans Am, that these front clips, and you can see this it's a streetable car. It wasn't just made in a garage, but because there's a little dent there. However, you can see that the front nose fascia has this rubber on here that did not come with Camaros for some reason, but Pontiac made that work.
Great holiday now. Take care.
And then of course NPD has all the catalogs that you could want and all the parts that you could want. It's a great place to come. You can come and pick up your parts right here, or you can always order them and you can get your catalog. So here's a Fox body. This is a 93 Ford Svt Cobra. And let's see how many miles is on this one. Doesn't say how many miles. Oh, and so this black Cobra remains to this day with only 77 original miles from new. So this Cobra has 77 original miles on it. My sneakers have more than 77 original miles on them, and this car only has 77 original miles. And then you have a really, really nice 70 Ford Mustang Deluxe 428 Cobra Jet. So this one has every option available on it, including air conditioning, but it's not a Mach 1. So it's basically a fully loaded sleeper. So it's basically a 428. It's a Mach 1 without, the only thing it does not have is the Mach 1 designation. And I'm wondering if this is a Lightning F-150. Yep, it's a 93 Ford F-150 Lightning, and you can always tell they came in red, black, white. We've seen a couple of them, and that is a Lightning Ford XLT. So I hope you guys will enjoy our tour, and we'll go check those out. And feel free to leave comments in the comment section. Please subscribe, and enjoy the tour. It's Thanksgiving week 2021, and these guys were really nice to let us come in on a rainy Monday and shoot video and have the whole area to ourselves. So I want to thank NPD for doing that. And so here's part one. We actually have 4 or 5 videos. We'll be shooting a lot, so check out what we have. And like I said, please subscribe, and here we go. All right, guys, so welcome back. This is a continuation of our tour of the National Parts Depot collection here in Ocala at their corporate headquarters. Hey guys, so I just talked with a gentleman named Colin, who is the marketing person for NPD, National Part Depot. And if you could tell, look at this. This is only part of the collection here at National Parts Depot. And we're gonna go around and look at a lot of these cars. And if you wonder why or how they come up with the parts to make sure that parts work or fit or anything, well, it's because they actually have the cars here. They have a huge collection, and we're going to take a look at a lot of them today, and we'll take a look at a lot of them this week. So stay tuned. If we don't get to it this video, look for another. We'll have probably a couple videos here, because I'd like to look at some of these cars, and maybe we'll split them up into like Mustangs and Pontiacs and that kind of thing. So let's start with some of the cars that are here. So if you notice, these cars were purchased, and so a lot of them have the tags on it. This one here was last driven in '92. It's a South Dakota car, 5-liter. Still has a Texas sticker on it. Sunroof. Look at the interior. It's cloth interior. This one is a 4-speed, power windows, power brakes. If we look at some of the Trans Ams they have here, so let's just look at some of these. Like I said, a lot of them have the tags on them from when they were bought. So if we're looking at this generation Trans Ams and Camaros, you could just remember everybody wanted these cars. And I remember when I was a kid, when I was in high schools, when these came out. So this one looks like, I don't know what year this is. I want to say it's like an 80, 81, 82. Let's see. What year is this one? DOT. And this is the turbo Trans Ams. So this is a black turbo Trans Am. And let's see, what year is this? The thing with all the cars, and I don't know, I guess I can open just to look inside. See the prismatic? All Trans Am have those prismatic dashboards. Let's go ahead and close that. There we go. 4-wheel disc brakes on this. Turbo 4.9. This has a power antenna there, and I want to say this one is probably an 80. Let's see. Yep, 1980 Pontiac Trans Am Turbo SE. Only has 17,000 miles on it. It's got the 301 turbocharged V8, Y84 Special Edition, WS6 suspension package, power windows, tops, original tires, and original interior to that. Next to it is a really nice Z28, and I always wanted one of these. One of my friends, John Schwartz, growing up in Warrington, PA, Johnny Schwartz got one of these for, I think, his senior year or his birthday. It was gold though. And this is an 81 Chevy Camaro Z28. Now the Camaros, they don't have that prismatic dashboard that you'll see in Trans Ams, but this has a really nice interior. This is a really nice blue. It has these like honeycomb wheels on it and tires. Now this one has a 350 V8, completely unrestored. It only has 175 original kilometers. It's a Canadian car with a metric odometer, and only has 175 original kilometers on it. So this says air induction with a 4-speed was not available in the US in 81, but it was available in Canada. US customers could only get an automatic with a 350. So look at this car, 175 kilometers on it, which I don't know what the math is on that, but whatever the math is, I know it's not a lot of miles. So and you can kind of see, if you look at they're like sister cars, so you can see the fenders on the front. You could see they both had like the cuts in the fender there. I don't know, you guys could tell me, because some of you guys who have worked on these, are the fenders interchangeable on these? Are the hoods? I don't think the hoods are interchangeable, but are the fenders? I don't know, you tell me. So we've got those two Trans Ams, and then we have a Porsche 928 made famous with Tom Cruise in Risky Business. But then we have another, this is a 6.6 liter flavor, and it has those wheels, the honeycomb wheels. So they're the honeycomb wheels on the Trans Am. Those were the other Trans Am wheels you could get. I guess depends on the year. This looks like an 80 or an 81. They all have the different chicken on the front. Excuse me. This is black on black. This is also a 4-speed. Now this is not a turbo Trans Am, this is just a Trans Am. There's your turbo Trans Am, here's your Trans Am. Next to it, now this one, the official pace car, my sister Lisa actually was going to buy one of these, but my dad would just not pay. I think they wanted $5,000 back in whatever year. I think it was late 80s, and my sister wanted one, and we looked at it, but my dad didn't want to pay $5 grand for it. So, and this is a pace car. Now I don't know if this is the pace car. I don't normally see the NASCAR things. Official pace car Daytona 500. So this may actually be, being a museum and being a collection, this actually may be the official pace car. This may have been the official pace car with the flying chicken that they used. I don't know. And then next to this is the Fire Am, and I'm not familiar with this, so let's see. This is the 79 Pontiac Trans Am Fire Am. It's an extremely rare Stage 3 Fire Am, retaining all original VSE components. VSE Fire Ams were the property or progeny of Herb Adams, known as the godfather of Trans Am. Herb had an illustrious career with Pontiac Motor Division as an engineer and product planner, as well as being the driving force behind Pontiac's road racing efforts. In '77, Adams founded VSE, Very Special Engineering, and created a catalog offering his race-proven parts along with full instructions to build Pontiac Fire Ams in multiple stages, Stage 3 being the most advanced. NPD, National Parts Depot, is reissuing many of the original chassis and suspension components utilized on the original Fire Am, as well as the John Chanella designed vinyl graphics, so you can build your own. So this is something that NPD is doing, is they have this chicken, or the flying chicken or whatever, and you can get the graphics package from NPD, and you can get all the performance parts. I love that graphic, cool, nice wheels. So these were specialty seats. It got special. It's got a roll bar in there. It's got racing seats. It's got the racing harnesses. Fire am there, and a fire am back there. So you can build one of these and get the parts right here from National Parts Depot. Yeah, there's a lot of cars here. There's a lot of cars here. So let's see what other Pontiacs we can go and check out. Well, one of the Pontiacs that, of course, if you're a company that deals with muscle cars, you have to have a GTO. And this is just a perfect restore GTO right there. Interior, it is a 4-speed. It's got the wood console, black interior. Absolutely perfect. Even has the 67, 68 plate on there. Like I said, a lot of these cars have tags and can be driven on the road. And a lot of them are taken to car shows and put on display, so they are tagged and they do have tags and insurance, everything. We notice on this one here, looking at the engine, no power brakes. It does have power steering though. Here's a power steering pump right here. So it does have power steering, no headers or anything else. It is a big block, obviously. Actually, Pontiacs don't use big blocks. I've been told that by Pontiac guys, and I've never owned a Pontiac, so I don't know. But I've been told that they don't have big blocks. So they're all the same engine block, but I don't know. You guys will tell me about that. And then here's another one right up here. Another GTO. So, I mean, this is like a gorgeous collection, obviously. And not many people get to see it. It's not really in the public eye. You do have to ask if you want to come see it. This is a 66 GTO Sport Coupe. This was sold in Hollywood, California, and has a tri-power on it, although I can't open the hood. But it's got a 389 and it has California emissions equipment on it. This was fully restored in 2011. And it's fully restored right down to its got the red line tires, so I don't know. I don't want to open the hood. Nobody's out here, so I don't know. Should we see if the hood opens up? Nope, we're not gonna try and open. If it opened easy, I would do it. And then here's a nice 67 Olds Delta 88 Sport Custom. Now this is one of those cars you don't see a whole lot. And that's the nice thing with this collection. If you notice, if we're looking around, like here, you have a 15th anniversary Hearst Olds. And these are made, actually, Warminster, Pennsylvania is where Hearst was located at the time, and that's where they built a lot of these. I know that because I lived in Warrenton, Pennsylvania, right down from where Hearst used to be. And you would see all these when I was a young guy. When I was a teenager, we would see them all lined up. I guess that's where they did all the they would get the cars and then they would do everything there. So this is an 83, and I graduated high school in 84, so I'm used to, said these were the exact ones I saw in high school. 450 original miles, 100% unrestored. So this is exactly how it came. It even has the Eagle GTs on it from back in the day, Eagle GTs with the steel and chromed wheels. It's got I don't know if I can open this so you can see. Yep. Inside, you see the 3-stick shifter there from hers. So there we go. So I needed to see that so you could tell that's what this was. That's what made these things special. And let's see. Now this is cool. This is very cool. And this is a 67 Buick Riviera. Now look at the lights. Is that how they sit? I don't know. I guess that's how yeah, they must sit there and then they flip down. Here's the hinged area. So when the hood's down, you don't really see the lights, I guess. And then they just flip down. So they're not really covered. And that's pretty cool. So that's a 67 Buick Riviera, 100% original, unrestored, with only 11,000 miles on it. The original owner was a young man when he purchased it, and he treated it like a prized possession. For 40 years he owned it. Big 430 4-barrel. Beautiful car. Completely unrestored. Nice. And back to this other Oldsmobile that was here. So this is the back end of this Oldsmobile. Interior in there, AM, FM radio completely. I love that the cars here are not hot rodded out, especially these, like the 67 Olds Delta 88 Sport Custom here, because you can see what the real cars look like before anybody did anything to them. And a lot of these are the 2-doors, but the nice thing is he also has Lincolns. He has a ton of the marks. And then here we've got a Ford GT, Ford Torino GT 68. Let's see, is this one does not have windshield wipers on it. Don't know why. Let's see, traveled only 12 miles. So this GT here has never ever even been titled or registered, and it's 100% original and unrestored down to its tires. It was from a guy named Bob Mercer, who was a Ford dealer in Nebraska. And between 62 and 70, he chose to set aside one vehicle a year brand new. In the early 90s, he advertised his collection for Fords for sale in Hemmings News. A guy named Jim Schmidt purchased 5 of them, and they rest here. The windshield wipers have never been installed, and they are still in the trunk, just as when the car left the factory. So this has never ever been titled, and this is as delivered. This would have been as delivered from the factory to Ford, not from the dealer to the person. And let's see, it was $3,211 for this Ford GT Torino. Look at that. Unbelievable. Never titled. 12 miles are on this car. And that is a crazy story. And then we have a Thunderbird. And these were when they went to become 4-seat cars. I don't have any information on the story on this one. But definitely a nice car. This one looks like it's probably been on the road a little bit. I don't think it's restored, because if you look at the paint real close, you could see a little bit of weathering. Not much, just a little bit. And then we have a 442, which is just beautiful. I know Troy Thornton Motor Cars up in Bucks County, PA, they restore all these. If you'd like to see the video about Troy's shop, he is like the artist that remakes all these 442, Oldsmobile artist. And I put that up over the summer. We visit him. Troy went to high school with me, him and his wife, and he puts cars out that are just as perfect as this one. And he sells his. They said, I don't know, this could even be one of his at some point, but it is just, there's no story on it. The thing is, these cars here, like there's one that was here, are driven away. As you can tell, they have little oil marks on here and some time. These are taken away to car shows, to put on display, to put in parades. Obviously, I don't think the 12-mile one is, but a lot of these are. I mean, even like you have Jeeps. And like somebody like Collins, he would know more about Jeeps than I do. So this is a Colorado Jeep. I don't know why it's special. I don't know anything about Jeeps. But for some reason, this is, it looks like it's brand new because there's the window stickers and everything. And let's see how many miles. It has 8,576 miles on it. So that may be the deal. It's because it's got 8,576 miles on it. I could not tell you anything else about it, but it's here. So let's take a look now at some of the Mustangs that are here, and then we're going to go back over, check the Rivieras and some other parts there, so other cars there. So we have a straight 6 Mustang 65, and I think it's a 65. Yep, 65 Mustang Coupe, 100% unrestored, with only 1,300 original miles on this one. 1,300 original miles. All right, guys, if you like this kind of thing, please remember, subscribe, click like, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a break. So if you like this video, then wait and watch part 2. So this will be part 1. We went over a lot of the Trans Ams, the Pontiacs, some of the other cars you see in the background here, but I think now we're going to walk down, look at some of these Fords, and there's some Lincolns over there. So we're going to take a look at some Fords, and so please click like and join us for the Ford tour. All right, guys, and see you shortly. Hopefully you'll check us out with the Ford tour. April, should they subscribe to this channel even if they don't like cars today for this one?
Probably just for this one.